What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everyone who support the platform. Much love, much love. Salute to everybody in the building. If you are here and you can hear me clearly, please drop a one in the chat. Please drop y'all ones in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly before we get right into today's show. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly, family. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Okay, let me get a couple of more ones, y'all. Let me get a couple of more ones. Salute to everybody that's in the building. I see y'all. I see y'all. I'm going to definitely shout you guys out. Let me get a couple of more ones. I need to know a few more you guys can hear me clearly. Let me get a couple of more ones, y'all. Let me get about three more ones. Three more ones, y'all. Let me get three more ones. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me get three more ones, y'all. I need three more people to let me know they can hear me clearly. Okay. Shouts out to everyone in the building. Shout out to everyone in the building. Shout out to everyone in the building. And of course, we are back right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Of course, I appreciate all the love and the support. Shouts out to everyone in the building. Salute to all the visionaries. We got a great show lined up today. We are back. We are back. We are back. Shout out to everyone, man. I appreciate y'all's support. I appreciate y'all's support. Make sure y'all go and check out the latest series if y'all missed it. The playlist is titled Bad Just Exposed. Bad Just Exposed. Make sure y'all go and check that out. Of course, we got another great show lined up for you guys today. Let's see who's in the building. Salute to everyone that's in the building. Salute to everyone that's in the building. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shouts out to y'all, man. I'm going to definitely need y'all to do what's free. Support today's show. Support today's show by hitting that like button and sharing the show. Support today's show by hitting that like button and sharing the show. That's how you support today's show for free. Make sure you guys support today's show. Make sure you guys support today's show. The links are going across the screen as well. Make sure you guys support today's show. The PayPal and the Venmo is going across the screen. You guys can support at any time during the show. The super chat is open as well. Salute to all the visionaries in the building. Let's see who's here. Let's see who's here, and then we're going to get to today's show. Shout out to my man Boot Camp in the building. Salute, my brother. Shout out to my man Cleveland on the check-in. What up, Cleveland? What up? Shout out to Miss Queena. Hey, Miss Queena. Salute to you. I appreciate you always coming through and holding down the Chizat. Shouts out to you. Shouts out to you, Miss Classy Creole House of Love in the building. Always coming through, holding down the chat. Shout out to you. I appreciate y'all. I missed y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. But we back in the building and we got to chop it up. We got to talk about this, man. We got some great shows lined up. So make sure y'all support the show. Do what's free. If you're coming in the building, make sure y'all do what's free, man. Shout out to my man, Mike C. What's good, Mike? What's good? What's good? Salute, Bob. What's good, Bob? He said at work, so I can't interact. Salute, my brother. I appreciate you. Man, shout out to my man, Self University. Salute, bro. Salute, salute. I got you. Shout out to my brother, Dale Diddy, on the check-in. Peace, my brother. Salute, salute. Shout out to Miss Camille. Hey, baby girl, how you doing? How you doing? Shouts out to you. I appreciate you on the pull-up. Glad you can catch me live. Salute, salute. Shout out to my brother Ebo on the pull-up. Salute, 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 my brother. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. Let's see who else is in the building. See who else is in the building. I don't want to miss anyone. Shout out to Cuzzo on the pull-up. What up, Cuzzo? Shout out to Jeff Reviews on the pull-up. Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to Ray Stansberry on the pull-up. What up, Ray? What's good? What's good, man? Shout out to my man Zuma Duma. What's good, bro? What's good? What's good, man? How you been? Shout out to you, bro. Salute, salute. Hey, I missed y'all too. I missed y'all too. Salute, salute. Hey, man. Hey, man. We're gonna talk about that today, man. We gonna definitely keep it going, bro. We're gonna keep it going. But salute, bro. Salute. I appreciate it. Make sure y'all do what's free. Make sure y'all do what's free. Like Classy Creole was saying in the chat. Hey, ES, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, I definitely missed y'all, man. Definitely. Shout out to my man Boogie Man. Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. Shout out to everyone in the clouds. Make sure y'all do what's free and hit that like button. Also, make sure y'all support today's show. The links are going across the screen. Y'all see today's show. Y'all see today's show. Y'all see today's show. And we definitely have to talk today, fellas. Shout out to my man, so-called Black Man in the building. Salute, salute, salute. We have to talk about this today, fellas, because I don't know if it's just me or me and the people that I be around, me and the people that I converse with, but it's a lot going on out here. I mean, it's a lot going on out here, fellas. And it's a lot more than what we speak about on these airwaves. We don't talk about a lot of shit that's going on. And I mean specifically in our sector. For the most part, all we talk about is gender politics, relationships, and things that are I wouldn't say that are not important, but not in the way we speak of it. Because if we really understood what's going on out here today, we would speak about the conversations in a different way. But my man Boogie Man says, it ain't just you. I've been feeling the same way for years. Salute, bro. But it's a lot going on out here, man. And it's time for us men to really begin to realize what's going on and redirect our focus in a different direction. We're getting caught up on a lot of this stuff that's going to lead us absolutely nowhere. And we're going to realize this when it's too late. We're going to realize this stuff when it's too late. That a lot of this stuff that we sit around and we talk about and we make the head of our conversation, we make the head of our lives, is stuff that's going to lead us absolutely nowhere. And as men, we like to sit on these panels and have these conversations about leadership, but we are really not paying attention to the direction in which we're going, because we're not paying attention to the direction that the conversation that we're leading. You see, if we were headed in a direction as men that's supposed to be positive, that's supposed to be about building and growing, the conversation would match that. And it's not. What the conversation reflects is the norm. Let me repeat that. The conversation reflects the norm. The conversation doesn't reflect what we say we want, what we say we represent, what we claim we stand for and stand on. The conversation doesn't reflect that. Okay? The conversation does not reflect that. Zuma says, as Jaden said, the political and economic state of the globe, and folks clowned him. I don't know why. Hey, Miss Angie, shout out to Miss Angie B on the pull-up. Salute to you. I appreciate you, Miss Angie. Always coming through and holding down the chat. Shout out to you, Miss Angie. Boogeyman says it's been time to move away from the status quo and focus on ourselves and our growth. Absolutely. 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 But see, the conversation reflects the norm. Our conversations as men that we're having, that we're trying to profit from, is actually to no avail to us. You see? What good is it to profit the world and lose your soul? What good is it to make money from something, right, that in the long run won't profit you? See, as men, as leaders that we claim that we are, right, that we claim that we are, we're not supposed to be short-sighted or nearsighted. We're supposed to see far. We're supposed to be visionaries. We're supposed to be able to project certain things. We're supposed to be headed somewhere. So as men, we're supposed to be about the future. So it's cool to make money off of these conversations. That's cool. But that's only for now. What does the conversation profit years from now? What good is any of that going to be? You see? This is what we don't understand. This is why today's show is called Rebuking the Norm in Our Lives. This is what we have to do as men. This is exactly what they mean by men oppose their environment. Because that's how you change things. You must oppose the norm. This is what we must do as men. We can't go with everything. Oh, well, that's just what it is. We can't always go with what is. Because what is not always right. And most of the time it isn't. As men, we understand that in this world, most of the time, the norm isn't what's right. What they make normal isn't what's right. It's usually wrong. We must rebuke the norm in our lives. If we truly want what we want, if we want the results that we want, if we want the lives that we want, all the stuff that we claim that we want here, we got to go against all of this shit that we see. Meaning we got to stop having these trivial conversations. Stop holding these talking points up. Move past this stuff and start getting down to what's real. Because guess what? In the end, in the long run, we're going to see the effects of the conversation like we always have. Shout out to my man Bob. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to you for that super chat. Make sure y'all support today's show. The links are going across the screen, y'all. This is what we got to understand as men. What are some of the things that has always been normal for you? What is the conditioning of the men in your family? Go back and look at your uncles, your great uncles, your older cousins. What is their conditioning, their mental conditioning, their emotional state, your state of health, your state of well-being? What is this? What is the well-being of the men that come from your family? What is the philosophies? What is the religion? The spirituality? This is what we need to be doing, fellas. Because you got to be able to go back and see these patterns. Because these things can be normal in your lineage. You could be doing something that men have done in your family for decades, and you don't know anything about it. Ray says, we've been playing along to get along for so long that even if the status quo is wrong, it's viewed as right. Absolutely. We have been conditioned to the point of being rocked to sleep. Facts. What up, Triple A? Shout out to Triple A Job in the building. Boogeyman says, this is why we as men can't follow what the world does. Absolutely. Because what the world does is it normalizes wrong. That's what this does. This is why you see normalized dysfunction. That's what normalized dysfunction is. When you make wrong look right, or when wrong becomes agreeable. When wrong becomes agreeable. This is the world that we live in, where wrong is agreeable. It's a norm. So it's like, oh, okay, well, that's wrong. That's wicked. It doesn't matter. It's life. Because the norm is wrong. Wrong has been normalized. You see, this is the world that we're in. And as men, we're supposed to be in the world, not of the world. We live in a world, but we're not supposed to be of the world. We're not supposed to take on the principles of this world. We're not supposed to normalize wrong, normalize dysfunction. A lot of us don't know that we do this. because a lot of us don't know how to identify the wrong or the normalized wrong in our lives as men. And it is because we don't take the time to, and we don't see that that time is important. You know, we too busy running around chasing everything else. We too busy chasing what the world tell us to chase, because we're too busy trying to live up to what the world tells us to be. But when your ass die, the world is just going to move on like the next day. No one's going to bat an eye in the world. You see? It's time for us to stop playing this losing game, fellas. We too busy trying to live up to what the world has normalized to men and told us. We too busy chasing a statistic because we trying to be a statistic. But then we claim we're not. But we're trying to live up to these expectations that a broken world gives us. And it gives us to us in the form of normality. Oh, this is just what men do. This is just who men's supposed to be. By this age, you just supposed to have this. And by this time, you supposed to understand this. And by this age, you supposed to be unaccomplished this. And if you haven't, then you're not this. If you have, then you're this. And if you didn't, you better do this. And then you supposed to do this. And this is driving men crazy. This is driving men crazy. This is driving men to the goddamn crazy house. This is driving men to drugs. This is driving men to alcohol. And it has been doing this to men for centuries. Because we don't understand that we're supposed to be in the world and not of the world. In a world where wickedness is normal. Where men not raising their children is normal. Abandoning your children is normal. Not fighting for your family is normal. Not loving your women is normal. Not loving yourself is normal. Abusing yourself is normal. You see, this stuff is normal. This is why it's no need to follow a statistic. Because we live in a broken world. And if you understand that, then you already know. I know it's a high percentage because I can just look at what's going on in our culture. I can look at what's going on in our neighborhoods, the culture of our neighborhoods, the people in the environment, the culture. What is the culture of us men today? You know how I can assess that? By listening to what men say in conversation. And if all I hear is thought, she's a thought, and she's a this, and she's a that, and this and that, and prostitution, and this and that, I can assess what's going on with the men. You see? What up, T Church? Culture of men is gone. Men wants to be women. It's sad, man, but it's a lot of feminine actions and ways, man. The male suicide rate is higher now than it's ever been. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's going to continue to rise as things get worse, because men are not going to, they're not going to have a way out. They're not going to see a way out. They're not going to believe it's a way out, because they done constantly fed their minds. We done constantly fed our minds, fellas, right? With wrong. So you don't see a way out of it. See, when things get worse out here, what you gonna have to lean on when all you've done fed yourself is lies your whole life? What are you gonna have to lean on? We hear men talk about the matrix all the time. Oh, the matrix. Oh, you got to get out the matrix. The matrix. What's the matrix? Your mind. That's all the matrix is. Your mind. You're going to get out the matrix, meaning you're going to stop believing the lies that the world has normalized to you. That's all they claim the red pill is when you take the red pill. Just to give y'all some examples. That's all that means. Oh, you took the red pill and you woke up, meaning you stopped believing the lies that the blue pill world feeds you. The lies, the normalized lies. You know, you got to have a six-pack. You got to make six figures. You got to be 6 feet. You got to have 6 inches to get a good woman. You know, those normalized lies that would turn, that people turn into theories. And then they put a fancy doctor name behind it. And now you think it's some truth to it. When you break it down and you put it in reality, when you apply it, right? And you realize, when you understand, you find out that this is some bullshit. Want to hear no red pill, blue pill, red fish, blue fish, purple fish, green fish? I don't need to hear that bullshit. Because if I break it down and I go back to the foundation of it, it ain't got nothing to do with but truth and lies. You take the blue pill, that means you want to believe the lies and live in the world that has been created for you, that has normalized the lie, which is an illusion. That's all I mean. That don't got shit to do with women. That don't got shit to do with a masculine frame. That's all it's about, y'all. See, we gonna talk today. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Do what's free. Do what's free, y'all, and support the show. The links are going across the screen. What up, Club Fortune? He said those red pill goodies don't realize they swallowed the different blue pill. What's up, New York Nikki? How you doing? Cynical One. What up, Cynical One? What's good? What's good? Boogeyman says we trying to get the bag and end up in a bag, which is what the world wants. Facts. Absolutely. What up, MR? Salute, salute. He said, what's good, DS1? Did you hear about the new term baby girl vibe? That when they want young men to adopt. Oh, nah. I'm gonna have to look into that, MR. Salute, salute. I'm maintaining. We back, Cynical One. You see? That's all this stuff means. Rebuking the norm in our lives. This is what we have to do, fellas. We have to rebuke the world and what the world tell us to be, who the world tells us to be, who the world has told our ancestors that they were. Let's talk about it. Go back in the times when the elders in our families Who were they told to be? You see? See, that is what leadership is. Being a pioneer, changing the mindset, rebuking the norm. See, we're no longer going to lay down and be what they want us to be. We rather die to show who we've become and who we will continue to be. See, fellas, we got to get back to that. Because we living in a time today where the norm today is death. The norm today is homelessness, disease, incarceration. This is the norm for men today. Men that look like me and you. This is the norm. Okay? Understand that we're in a whole nother time now. I'm not talking about the year 2024. I'm talking about the state of the environment. Oh, it's a hostile place, especially for men. So we don't have no time to be sitting around talking about who want to shake their booty. So what? We don't have time to talk about who's the incel and who want to go overseas. And man, listen. Those are people who are afraid to rebuke the norm. Those are people who are afraid to rebuke the norm. And those are people who, in the end, will find out what that gets them. But if you over here and you a visionary and you support Sheep Stay Sleep TV, you rebuke the norm every day. Your lifestyle rebukes the norm, meaning you don't do everything that you used to do. You still may do a few things, but you start making those adjustments. You see? Rebuking the norm. Opposing your environment. Opposing your once negative beliefs about yourself and about life itself. This is what true masculinity represents. Not this bullshit they trying to get you to talk about and get you to believe. It's to oppose the norm. That's true masculinity, to oppose the world and to stand on it. I'm in the world, not of it. You see? I live in this world. I'm not from this world. I live here. I'm from here. I'm not from here, but I live here. I'm not of this world. Meaning I don't represent the principalities of this world. My principles are not of this world. My morals are not of this world. You see? We're in that time now, fellas. It's only going to get worse. Everything that you see going on in politics and things that's going on in the banking system, these plagues with these new STDs and diseases, these are nothing but signs of what's already here and what's to come. So we don't have time to still be playing around and to be talking about goofy stuff. You see? Who want to date who looking at who need to lose weight, who come on, man. All that stuff is a distraction. Even the money. And them throwing the money in y'all face and showing y'all all this glitz and all this stuff is a distraction. It's really a mirage to hide what's really going on. And when men get a glimpse of what's really going on and the type of people that's really in this world, a lot of men are they're not able to bounce back. See, a lot of these homeless men that you see out here, they're not homeless because they didn't have nothing. They homeless because they've lost everything. And not only have they lost everything, but they've lost themselves because they've normalized a life that was not real. That's why the spirit of resilience is one of my hashtags. Spirit of resilience. That's one of my hashtags on Instagram. As men, we have to have that spirit of resilience. We have to be able to bounce back. And we have to understand why we fail first. It is because we've normalized the wrong belief system, which led to the wrong lifestyles, which attracted the wrong women. See, we're going to have the real conversation here at the level it needs to be had so we can truly have understanding. You see? See, because you could have knowledge, but if you don't have the proper application of knowledge, you won't get the true understanding. And this is why we constantly hear the conversation constantly being had over and over and over and over. And then you have a bunch of men still seeking because they're not getting a true understanding because the men are not properly applying this stuff. They trying to apply knowledge with foolishness and entertainment and narratives. And men are not getting understanding, and then they going out in the world and then they still losing. And they're still creating these self-inflicted wounds. You see? It's time for us to start rebuking the norm. What is the norm? Gender warring on social media. We got to start rebuking this stuff, fellas, because what is it actually doing to our lives? What are we gaining from this stuff? Nothing. We're not gaining anything. It's not moving the needle one bit. All it's doing is consuming our time and our focus. You see, I had to start rebuking the norm, rebuking my normal eating habits. Y'all see me in the gym. Y'all see the journey. Y'all see the results. I had to start rebuking the norm. Do I got it all together? No, but I'm getting it together. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, and I'm not going to stop because I have to rebuke certain habits, certain levels of comfort that I've been used to. See, comfort leads to complacency. When you always comfortable, when everything is just comfortable, it leads to complacency. And as men, we definitely can't become complacent. We have to remain active. We have to be moving, body moving, mind moving. So we got to rebuke complacency. You see that? And start doing different things. That don't mean you're going to be running around here perfect. Nobody's perfect. But you got to rebuke the norm. So if my normal amount of ice cream was a whole pint, right? I'm going to rebuke the norm, and I'm not even going to eat half. So instead of eating it in one day, it might take me 3 days. I'm not going to lie to myself and say I'm not just going to eat it no more. But I rebuke the norm, the normal amount. You see? You got to rebuke the norm, fellas. What are some of the things that is normal in your life that you know is not good for you? You might smoke 20 blunts a day. That might be the norm. You need 20 blunts a day to get high. Be real with yourself, but rebuke the norm. All right, I can't. 20 is too much. I'll be sleep all goddamn day. Let me bring it down. Let me knock down 5 blunts. Let me find something to do to replace 5 blunts a day. So I'm smoking 15 now. I'm smoking 15 because I'm doing something else to occupy my focus so I don't need to be getting high. Be honest. You still got to be honest, but you got to rebuke the norm. How much porn hours do you watch? On Mr. Cornhub? Stop watching it every day. How much video games you play? Cut down your video game hours and replace it with something else, something that's more productive. Now, if you're getting paid off playing video games, I ain't gonna tell you get off. Now, if you're getting paid off playing video games, right, do your thing. If you're getting paid for it, but if this stuff is just taking up your time, and it's affecting your health, it's affecting your sleep. See, because when something starts affecting your sleep, that's a direct indication that it's affecting your health. Stop thinking that staying up is healthy. Oh, I'm going to stay up and not eat. And guess what you're doing? You're harming yourself. So by all means, if you're playing the game and you're getting paid for it, do your thing. But if it's affecting your sleep, you got to rebuke that because you're affecting your health. And it's affecting your sleep because it's affecting your brain, which then alters your perception of things. Then you walk around and think you in a video game. This is how all this stuff happens. When you begin to normalize these things that the world tell you it's okay. Do y'all notice, fellas? Sound off in the chat room, and shout out to everyone in the building too. Shout out to everyone in the building. But do y'all notice how the world tells us, right, that it is normal to go against what your parents tell you? Y'all sound off in the chat. Y'all sound off in the chat. Do y'all notice that about the world? The world has normalized for children to go against their parents. Oh, your mother don't know that. Oh, your father wrong. Oh, what school they went to. What they know about life. Don't you notice the world tells you to do that? Question everything your mother and your father taught you. Sound off in the chat room, y'all. This is how you know the world is wicked. This is how you know the world is wicked, man. The world tells you as you grow up, every generation, that your mama and your father don't know what they talking about. Club Fortune says all facts. Classy Creole says, yup. Zuma says 100. Boogeyman says that's why we haven't grown and moved on from the norm. Absolutely. Hey, Jasmine, how you doing? Cuzzo says, you damn right. Boogeyman says, yup. And Mars says, I can tell that about my children. This is what the world does, y'all. This is why you got to rebuke the norm. The world tells you don't listen to your mama, that it ain't dangerous after 12 o'clock at night. It ain't dangerous outside, mommy. Nobody's going to hurt me, dad. Remember that, y'all? Sound off in the chat room. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. How you know? How you know? You have to get uncomfortable in order to grow. Yep. But see, a lot of us don't understand this, Boogeyman, because the world teaches you to pursue a life of comfort. Boogeyman. This system of this world teaches us to pursue a life of comfort. So what you said goes directly against the norm. You see, the world tells people you go to school because if you go to school and you get a degree, you'll get a good job, so you'll make enough money to pay your bills and save and go on vacations and get a house and get a picket fence and have a 2-car garage and go on cruises and go to Disney World and live a happy life in America. The American dream. Right, Boogeyman? That's the world. That's what the world tells us, to pursue that. The American dream. The life of comfort and prosperity and liberty. See, so as men, we have to teach that that's BS. Thank you, MR. That's BS. We have to teach that that's BS. You see? It's BS. That's delusional. That's not real. So we must rebuke that. What is rebuke? What does rebuke mean? Let's look it up. Rebuke. What does rebuke mean? Let's share my screen real quick. Shout out to everyone in the building. Zuma says the dream only works if you're asleep. And you go to sleep when you're what, Zuma? Comfortable. This is why they get us to pursue a life of comfort, especially your generation. To pursue a life of comfort. You don't even need cash. You don't even need to put your goddamn card in the machine no more, Zuma. They done made it to now. You could just beep, tap. This is in your generation. This is for y'all in the generations after. Beep, tap. You don't even got to put your card in the machine no more because they want y'all to be so comfortable. Because that's when you go to sleep, when you're comfortable. That's why you see so many people sleep at the goddamn light now. Y'all don't notice that how people be sleeping in their cars? You be having car accidents because people be sleep at lights. So much comfort. That's what they sell us. They sell us the most comfortable mattresses. So we can have what? Great sleep. Bro says laughs in crypto. You see? So let's look up what the word rebuke means. What is rebuke? What does it mean? What does it mean? What are you talking about, DS1? Rebuking, expressing sharp disapproval or criticism. No, that's called hating, DS1. No, wait. How am I hating when it says right here what it means? It says expressing sharp disapproval or criticism. I'm not hating, I'm rebuking the norm. I'm rebuking wickedness. I'm rebuking wrong that's being promoted to other men. No, DS1, you're hating. No, DS1, you're stopping the money. No, DS1, you're hating on everybody. No, DS1, you don't want nobody to get no money. No, the word is called rebuke. Sharp disapproval and criticism. But it's called in a world where wrong has been normalized, it is called hating. So when you rebuke the norm, you're a hater. You don't want to see nobody get nothing. You a hater in a world that has normalized wrong. And when you disapprove of it and you speak about it and you criticize it out over these airwaves, you a hater. You see this? When the shit that I'm disapproving and criticizing are the same things that is destroying men. Do y'all think these conversations are uplifting men? Do y'all think these relationship panels and conversations are helping men? No. It's helping to destroy them further. It's pushing them deeper down the rabbit hole. Look at the negative effects from these conversations, from these so-called groups. Look at what it has done to men. Look at what it's doing. Now you got men being taken out overseas, man. Now you got men losing their life. Men going over there getting poisoned. Men going over there getting kidnapped. But when I spoke against it, rebuking this stuff, telling men to stay away from it because they'll lose their life, I was hating. See that? I was de-policing. But when I pulled the articles and showed y'all the rise of all these STDs, well, y'all don't have nothing to say about that. See, I'm rebuking the norm, fellas. We have to rebuke this stuff. We're leaders. Meaning we got to stand on what's right. See, either you're a leader or you're a tyrant. And if you don't rebuke what's wrong, you're a tyrant because you stand for what's wrong in the name of leadership. You stand for destruction in the name of leadership. You're a tyrant. The stuff that is normalized in our communities, in our culture today is wrong. We have to rebuke that if we're going to say we're leaders. The shit that's normalized has to be rebuked. It has to be. It has to be. We have to stand against it. All around nihilism. That's what this stuff is leading to. We have to rebuke this stuff. Because guess what? Nihilism is a part of this culture. It's a part of the system. That's what all this stuff promotes. Defeatism, nihilism, doom and gloom. You don't see no future, no hope, no light. Because we're in a dark world. So if we're in a dark world, why would it produce light? Why will it produce ideas, ideals, and things of that nature that's going to be uplifting, positive, light? See? This is why we must heal. We must heal from the darkness, right? The normalized wrong, the dysfunction in our lives to build for a better future. Light, positivity, growth, development, love, community, restoration. See? Sounds familiar, right? But we can't have one without the other. We can't have building without healing. And part of healing is rebuking the norm. Going against what you've normalized and what you thought was right and what you thought was going to make you happy. Going against those negative family traditions. I don't care if the men in my family did that. Did it work for us? See? Zuma says, 360 no scoping. Bro says we gotta be the light because Nissan Dark is work. Yeah, absolutely. It's a dark world, man. Jasmine says people never want to hear the truth until it's too late. Until it's too late. But we still gonna tell it. Because are you a leader or are you a tyrant? Tyrants lead with lies. Leaders lead with the truth. Even if the truth puts their ass on trial. You see, I'm not afraid to stand in the fire if the truth burn my ass. Even if I'm the leader. Because I'm not a tyrant. You see? But see, you're not gonna stand in that fire. Because in order to do that, you got to rebuke the norm. You got to be able to look at yourself naked in the mirror. You see? I know a lot of guys work out, even me, and some guys just want to get in shape because they want to be able to look at themselves naked in the mirror and admire themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. I got you. It's nothing wrong with that. If you want to stand in the mirror and admire yourself and like what you see, it's nothing wrong with that. But can you really stand in the mirror and like what you see? And I'm not just talking about a physical specimen. Can you, as a man, can you really stand in the mirror and like what you see? In shape or not? How long you been running from that mirror? How long? How long you been running from that self-assessment? That shit that you keep doing and you keep getting the same results and you know it's wrong, but it feel good. Like eating a whole pack of Chips Ahoy chocolate cookies and a big mug of cold 2% milk. That shit sound good right now. Huh? You know it's wrong, but it feels so good. See, y'all be putting that shit on women. Y'all like to come online and put all that shit on women. We do the same thing, fellas. You still back page surfing, knowing you want a wife. You still you're still what is called list crawling. You're still list crawling, ain't you, boy? Knowing you want a wife, knowing you want a family, knowing you want to leave a legacy, knowing you want to stand for something right. But you can't get that together because you're afraid to look at yourself naked and admit to yourself some shit that's gonna hurt you. Like you ain't that nigga who you think you are. Yeah. You ever told yourself that? You ever been honest with yourself like that? You ain't a player. You ain't a P. I'm pushing P. I'm pushing P. You ain't a player, homie. You ever did that? Because players running your family. So you want to live out a norm that has created a void in your family. When it came to men and their children. You don't want to fix that. You don't want to fill that void. And you probably was the one put here to do it. And because you know deep down in your heart, you're not a player. You see? You keep hurting women because you're afraid to love one. Right? Because you don't have control of your emotions. So you're afraid to be vulnerable with them. See, look in the mirror and tell yourself that. Be naked, fellas. No homo. Pause. But have you been naked like that? Have you looked at yourself like that and been honest? See, that's masculinity. When you can look at yourself and be honest. See, too much of you dudes think you're men because you can look at everybody else and everything else and say something truthful. Yeah, I'll be honest with these women. But you lie to your goddamn self every morning you wake up. So are you really a man? Are you really that masculine? Hmm? Hmm? Can you look at yourself and be honest and tell yourself what you know is wrong in the shit that you do and the way that you think and the way that you come off in situations? You know you created this life for yourself. Can you tell yourself that and then get up from it and build toward a brighter future? That's raw masculinity. That ain't got nothing to do with no women. That got something to do with all you. See, we like to talk, we like to talk about masculinity in terms of women all the time and them looking at us. Cause you always think you always lusting. You always lusting. Have you got up from some shit that happened to you in your life and became better from it? Are you trying to change the trajectory of your family? That's some masculine shit for real. You see that? I'm going to change how men are viewed in my family. Yeah, that's real work. Yeah. That's masculinity for real. You see? Because you could come from men that's about the bag. What come on? If we listen, fellas, let's just be real, man. Let's just be real. A lot of us come from men that's about the bag. A lot of us come from pimps, players, hustlers, drug dealers, car thieves, carjackers, bank robbers. About the bag. That's the norm. You about the bag when you come from poverty. You see? That's the norm. But what has that profited us? When we lost our families, we lost time from our families. Some of us are in the graveyard. Some of us then sat in prison for 20, 30 years. It's time to rebuke that norm. Removing the mind or the thoughts of men selling drugs in our family. Can we have 10 generations of men who don't sell drugs? Don't pimp our women? Rebuke the norm. Don't kill and rob. Yeah, let's talk about real masculinity. Can we change that? Can we fight to change that shit? So my sons don't think about selling the drugs that's on the goddamn streets, because we know it's always going to be drugs here. But what are we doing as men to no longer make that an option? And getting money doesn't take that off the fucking table. Excuse my language, but getting money don't take that off the table. Getting money don't take red rum off the table. It encourages it. It incentivizes it even more. We got to rebuke it. We got to rebuke the love and the lust for money and the illusion of power. So we can take the money and really change something. Really change something. You see? Rebuking the norm. What is the norm? Looking at another black man and asking him, do he want some smoke? What about that? Looking at another man and saying, I'll spin his block and red rum all his friends. We have to rebuke the norm, that thinking. Man, if they play with me, everybody gonna die. We gotta rebuke that. That's normal for men today, to go kamikaze. Do you know what that's called? That's called domestic terrorism. They're creating domestic terrorists by normalizing being on demon time. They're building domestic terrorists and then highlighting domestic terrorism through music and blowing the artists up to get you to love domestic terrorism, to one day maybe become one. Because if they play with you, you going to turn on that 21 Savage and go over there with that 50-round drum. Because homeboy disrespected you on Instagram and told you and your homies wasn't on nothing. So you went and turned on that baby drill. Mm-hmm. You went over there and you know, you turned on that Nardo Wick. Mm-hmm. You went over there and you turned on that Kodak Black. Yeah. That's normal. If another man just say something, anything there about you, you'll take his life and throw away your life in the process and get a trophy for doing it. You got a whole generation of men getting trophies for killing and throwing their lives away. This is normal. This is normalized. He get a trophy. He went over there and shot 25 people. He got 135 years. He's a god in prison. He's a god in prison. Do y'all see what's going on here? So now it's normal to go to jail to get recognition. And you could go to jail for life. They're gonna name the whole hood after you. Baby Drill called it a score guard. Y'all see what this stuff is normalized. We gotta rebuke this stuff. Being on demon time is normal. 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 Baby Drill said in his record, You a scorekeeper. I'm a score guard. It's a difference. I said, I said, yo, these young dudes are out of their mind. Because I know what he talking about. He said, you a scorekeeper. I'm a score guard. There's a difference. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because he said it. Because he being honest. He said, you a scorekeeper. I'm a score guard. There's a difference. Do y'all understand what's going on in this world today? While we sitting around talking about who want to have sex with some, and who's laying up with who, and who likes who, and who has money to take me out. These young men, score guards. These boys count bodies, man. But we talking about what? We need to be talking about what's going on with the men. What's going on with our brothers, man? Because y'all do know, any of y'all brothers that's listening, if you got children, and particularly sons, you do know that they're going to be introduced to this culture, right? They're in this world. You do know that, right? And don't think because you keep your goddamn son in the house, he don't know about baby drill and Nardo Wick and knowing how to use an AK-47 and an AR pistol and know how to operate drums and know how to load guns. Don't think he don't know how to do it because you keep him in the house. Okay? I'm here to tell y'all it's a new world, fellas. It's time for us to really stand up. Stop just paying for shit and stand up and be a part of something. We gotta stand in the gaps. These young boys got money and they got heavy artillery. We at least gotta be a voice to them in some way. These young boys are millionaires with thousands of guns. Big ones. You understand this? This is real life. Y'all think the shit in Chicago with Chief Keef and them was bad? This new shit that's going on now is 10 times worse. The shit that's going on in Atlanta and Memphis is 10 times worse. Philadelphia, this new form of drill, this new drill culture that they done normalized, totally different, man. Totally different. Club says, trying to shelter your kids will only make your situation worse. Bingo. Jasmine says, the kids in the house just know just as much as the kids outside. Yep. You know why? Because of this internet. See, what we don't understand, and I know y'all do. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Salute to all the visionaries. Salute to all the visionaries. If you're just coming in, make sure you're done what's free. Make sure you got your freebies in, man, and make sure y'all support today's show. The PayPal and the Venmo is going across the screen. But what we don't understand is the internet and social media, in particular social media, has brought the streets right into our houses. So you don't have to be outside to know what's going on outside. Just tune into your Instagram feed or to your Facebook feed. Right or wrong, y'all? Right or wrong? Or check out your Citizens app. You don't know what's going on, right? Social media has brought this stuff into the house. You don't have to be there. So even if they're not outside, they see it and can be influenced by it because they see it. They draw interest into it by seeing it every day go across their goddamn phones. And then they go to school and share it in school and watch it in school. We have to rebuke this stuff. This stuff has to be rebuked. And the rebuking has to be normal. This is not what we stand for. Jasmine says Minnesota is also very bad. Wow. I didn't even know that, Jasmine. Zuma says, I learned the ins and outs of an AR-15 when I was 14. Do y'all hear this? At 14, most millennials, most of us at 14, we the most we had was a Glock, probably. And not even at 14, we had a Deuce 5. Maybe a 32. He said he knew the ins and outs of an AR-15 at 14. Y'all see what's going on out here? Gen Z. We had 32s and 2.5s at 14, the millennials. The most you probably had was a Glock. The most, maybe. Most of us had 38 revolvers, 32s, 25s. He said he knew the ins and outs of a goddamn AR-15 at 14 years old. Where y'all think it's at now? And he's a Gen Z. He's a Zoomer. We got the alphas out here now running around with ghost guns. And we still out here talking about BS all day. We got to rebuke this stuff, man. It's a new norm out here. I think that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow on tomorrow's show. The new norm. See, because it's a lot of new shit out here. Way more dangerous. Things has been elevated and heightened. Keep telling y'all the temperature out here, it's not a game. It's extremely hostile. I think we need to talk about this tomorrow. Y'all think we should talk about that tomorrow? Y'all dropping one in the chat if we should talk about that tomorrow. Shout out to everyone in the building too. Should we talk about that tomorrow? What's up, IVS? Yeah, and it's even thugged out Somalis in Minnesota doing it. Yeah, the Somalians. I heard they got their own, gangs too. The Somalians. I didn't know they were up in Minnesota though. Alpha's got 7.62s, 50 cal, the 50 cal Beowulf and belt feds now. God damn. They got some, damn. That's the artillery? Like the ammunition? Because I know what a 7.62 is. Jasmine says one. What up, Sir Leo Puma? Salute. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. Queen says one, most definitely. I got y'all. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. The new norm. The new norm. What up, Gemini? Gemini said a 38 here, Gen X. Yeah, the Gen X is he said he had a 38 at 14. MSP is wilding. Dale Diddy says, I'm an old country boy. Mine was a sawed-off shotgun at 12. This generation is way advanced. Absolutely. 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 Way more advanced. Way more advanced. They just skipped all the basics, right, Dale Diddy? they skipped the revolver, they skipped the beginner pistol, the beginner Glock, or um the beginner automatic. They skipped shotguns and went straight to military rifles. That's crazy. That's why we got to talk about this. We're going to talk about this more on tomorrow's show. We're going to talk about this more on tomorrow's show. They skip regular rifles. They skip shotguns. They skip Glocks. You know, the old school Glocks. You know, they skipped them. IVS says, "Yup, they got FNs, carbines, and switches." Yup, facts. They love, especially them carbines, and they love a switch. He said, "Hand me the big guns, bro." See, Call of Duty guns off the rip. See. Zuma said he want the big shit. He want 308s. He want the big shit. He want the big shit. They start with military grade weaponry. Absolutely. Which is weaponry that is designed not only to kill, but to destroy what's ever around it. So they are literally training, they are literally encouraging, mentally training, right? The next generations to be killing machines, score guards. They're incentivizing this culture to the next generations of men to be killing machines, to do what the military is supposed to be designed to do. We got to talk about this. We're going to talk about this more tomorrow. The new norm. And we're going to talk about the women too. We're going to talk about the women too, how the women have been transformed into some other shit too. We're going to talk about this too. The new norm. The new norm. Zuma says 308 sound like a bomb. The range dudes hated me with my 308 with the tank brake. Absolutely. And the hood is the proving ground, even having them calling it the trenches. Facts, IVS, the trenches. Which is a representation of a military battleground. And we sitting around here talking about what? But right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV, we're going to continue to have the real conversation. I appreciate everyone for pulling up to today's show. Of course, we are back. So y'all stay tuned, man. Y'all stay tuned. If y'all enjoyed today's show, don't hesitate to donate. The PayPal and the Venmo is going across the screen. Shout out to everyone who has sent the super chat. If you have hit the donation links, I appreciate y'all. Most importantly, I appreciate y'all being here. Make sure y'all have done what's free. Hit that like button and share today's show. Share today's show. Share it on your community tabs, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, your Snapchat, wherever you share content, man. Make sure y'all share today's show. It's very much appreciated. like looking solid today, bro. Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. He says, don't need basic. My basic was in Memphis. Damn. Damn. And that's a straight war zone right now. Memphis is a straight war zone. Straight war zone. Thank you, Miss Classy Creole. I appreciate you for always coming through and holding down the chat. Shout out to the House of Love. Shout out to you, Miss Classy Creole. I appreciate you as always. As always, I appreciate your time. King Ra in the building. Salute, King Ra. He said, peace, bro. Just hanging out in the clouds today. Salute, bro. I appreciate you for dropping down. Let me know you came through and held it down, man. I appreciate you as always, King Ra. Thank you, Miss Angie B. Thank you, Miss Queena, as always, coming through. Y'all always coming through and holding down the chizat for your brother. I appreciate y'all, ladies. I appreciate y'all, ladies, as always. Miss Classy Creole says the likes are looking good. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, love. Thank you, baby girl. I appreciate that, Miss Camille. Thank you. She says, powerful message. We will be back tomorrow. What a part 2 of today's show, because we're going to be talking about the new norm tomorrow, man. We got to speak about this some more so we can have some more context to when it comes to rebuking the norm in our lives. Because I think a lot of times we don't know that they switch our lives and what we believe in and the things that we stand for and how we go about living through trends and things like that, man. So we're going to go more into it tomorrow, talking about the new norm, the new trends, what's trendy. Shout out to my man Zuma. Shout out to all my young brothers and young sisters that come in the chat and be putting me on to stuff. I appreciate y'all as always. And my man Zuma, me and him gonna definitely have a sit down one day, and we're gonna bring y'all a powerful conversation. And I'm gonna just let him teach us a lot, man, because we can learn from the Gen Zs, man, as y'all know. So shout out to my man Zuma. Shout out to all my Gen Zs. Shout out to the Gen Alphas that's listening. Shout out to all of y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all support as always, man. Sean Don Good. You might have to hit the bell, cut it off and cut it back on, man. That happens sometime. But I appreciate you for pulling up. Go ahead and catch the replay. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. Make sure y'all get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think of today's show. Like I said, we are back in full effect. DS1 Ross. We are back right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, fellas, we got to continue to rebuke these norms. And how do we do that? We got to heal before we build. Healing is a form of rebuking the norm. Got to heal before we build. I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.